I'm Dan Halpin, answering questions for Ashley on a Challenger disaster.
All right, what exactly was the event?
It was an explosion in which we lost the Challenger and its crew members.
Where did the event occur?
Cape Canaveral, Florida in 1986.
So, where were you when the event occurred?
I was working for a construction outfit in California. We were adding on to Hewlett Packard, and one of the guys had said that it's about to take off. He had it on his radio on his tractor, and I sat and listened to it.
So how did you hear about the event then?
At that point, when we were listening to it, it had exploded maybe 30 seconds in.
Do you know what caused the explosion to happen?
Later we found out that it was one of the seals, an O-ring, that had been used on a previous flight that, in my opinion and many others, it should not have been used again, especially in this cold of weather down there because it was so rigid. You couldn't get a real good seal.
How did the event impact you directly?
Well, I think it had impacted all of us because you're watching 7 human beings meet their fate. It set back the space administration for several years. It was a tragedy.
So how do you think it impacted NASA and the U.S. as a whole?
I think pretty much the same way it did everybody. They were looking for answers to find out what had happened so they could avoid this in the near future. It was devastating. It set back space exploration for many years.
How has your opinion of the disaster changed today?
Well, it's less of an impact, obviously, because it was close to 30 years ago. They need to come up with new ways for space exploration, but it was a tragedy back then, and it still is today.
Any other information you'd like to touch on about the event?
Well, you had 7 astronauts who tried taking off 7 different times, were set to take off on the 27th, and that was the 7th time of the failure. It was a door hatch or something to that effect, so they took off the following day. And her parents were there to watch that, and it was devastating to watch all them people perish.
One of the people's parents that were in the challenge?
Christy McCullough. She was a school teacher, and her parents were in the stands watching this. And it was a disaster for the U.S. and for all mankind, as far as I'm concerned. It's a setback.
That was a tragic event. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.